rematch? Did you care, or did you not even care, or is it just, another man up, I'll face him again?
I don't really care too much. For me, fighting's a job, and he's the next person they put in front of me. And it is what it is. The depth chart isn't super deep, and there's only so many fighters at the weight class, and they did what they can, and yeah, he's the next guy in line, and I got to take him out.
Do you think he did enough to deserve the rematch so soon after your last fight?
I mean, I think he could have done more, but we have the cards that we have, and that's the way they have to deal them. And it is what it is. And for me, like I said, I treat it like a job, and it's the next guy they put in front of me. And my only job is to put on a performance and go out there and get a win.
And you say just a job, but after how the last fight ended, obviously tensions was high, emotions were high. You seem to calm down relatively soon after. But are you bringing any of that into the fight? Because obviously, I think it would seem like he would bring, the emotions and the situation that happened at the end, or is that just in the past and this is just a new thing?
For me, man, it was in the past. I don't really hold anything. I don't like them, but you don't have to like everybody you work with. And good thing we get to fight each other, and let those emotions out. But for me, I don't really think too much about it. It is what it is. We had some emotional moments the last time we fought. And, yeah, I'm excited to fight him again and beat him up.
And last one for me. He said something like he doesn't think that you're one of the guys that is constantly evolving or is not trying to constantly evolve in the gym. Do you think he's just saying that to build a fight, or does he truly believe that you're someone that's just always the same every time?
Honestly, I don't know what he thinks. I don't really care. I know what I'm doing in the gym each and every day, and I'm definitely evolving. I'm training with the best guys in the world. And I travel gyms, and I train with guys in my weight class that have fought for other titles, like in the UFC. And I'm truly trying to evolve each and every day, and I don't care what other people think or what they think I'm trying to do.
John, Matt, how are you feeling after that war that you had right in this city with Inba?
I feel pretty good, man. Sometimes you got to bring that dog out, and that night I had to bring that dog out. I made a bad decision in the second round, and all I had to do was circle out, but I decided to try to throw down and bang with him. Definitely learned a little bit from that fight, but yeah, man, I just know in my DNA there's nothing else that I can do when I'm put in a corner like that, and I just fight my way out of things.
Now when you have to dig deep, you know how deep you can actually dig, right?
Yeah, bro, I'll dig deep until I die. So that's the only mode I know. Nothing else.
Absolutely. Now, Missouri wrestling. Now, I've talked to some other people like Pat Miletich, and they were saying that wrestlers are so good from that area of the world because there's nothing else to do. Do you think that's an accurate assessment?
That's very true. The sun only shines for a certain amount of time, and when the sun's down and it's cold and there's nothing else to do, you end up doing a lot of things inside. And wrestling happens to be an indoor sport, and it happens to be around that winter time. So much of my childhood was being stuck in a wrestling gym, competing constantly every day. Been doing this since I was 4 years old, so I know nothing else.
Obviously, this fight was supposed to happen in September. What have been, I guess, the positives and the negatives of that being canceled? Obviously, the spotlight is huge. It's one of the big positives, but what else?
A couple other positives. I've been here. I like this city. The food's great. The hospitality's great. I'm very familiar with everything. Yeah, bigger fight card, bigger names on the card, and yeah, I think that's about it. I'm very familiar with the area, and it's a bigger card.
Yeah, why didn't it happen?
It didn't. I don't think something could line up properly, or something happened, and they had to pull the fight, and they put the fight on the next best card that they could, or the next card that they could put on, and it's this fight. So I'm just grateful that it didn't get pulled, and I didn't have to wait till next year. But definitely want to go fight in London. I had a lot of plans tripped after that. I wanted to go to Spain and hit up that area, but it is what it is, and I'm back in Riyadh.
You mentioned the depth chart of the division. What do you think it looks like after Fabian, as far as what could come in 2025?
I think after Fabian, it's going to be Costello. I think he fought for the #1 contender spot after Fabian fought for the #1 contender spot. But then if they do like a PFL Bellator merger again, or a merging card, I think it's going to either be Impa, or it would be what's his freaking name? I'm blanking on it. Derek Brunson. Yep.
You mentioned that you sparred this one with UFC champions of other organisations. In terms of you recognised as one of the greatest middleweights in the world right now, how much does legacy come into it when you take on a fight like this?
I don't really think too much about legacy. I think more so in the moment. I try to take in each and every day and enjoy and embrace the current moment and just try to get the best out of every day I can. You know, try to learn as much as possible and try to. I think truly at the end of the day, that's how you create a legacy. Like if you're focused on the legacy, if you're always focused on a big picture, you're not going to take the necessary little steps to actually make that legacy unfold. You know, I don't really have like anything in particular. I just try to take it one moment at a time and try to make the most out of that moment.
Fabian mentioned that he wasn't too impressed with your performance against Impa. I know you mentioned you don't really care what he thinks, but what did you make of your performance against Impa last night?
I mean, Impa hits hard, man, and he caught me, and I made a mistake. And just to show that I can dig deep and dominate the rest of the fight is big, I think. And I think if this fight was 5 rounds, I don't think people would really be talking too much about it. I think I would have finished him, and that's all people would be talking about. Like, damn, he got hurt, but then he came out and finished the guy. You know, it's just the most recent thing people have seen. They haven't seen all my other fights leading up to that. They don't talk about how I demolished Musasi. They don't talk about how I beat Anatoly Tokov. It's just they just like to revert back to the most recent fight that they've seen.
And before the most recent fight, obviously, it was Fabian. You've shared the cage with him for an extended period of time right now. How do you think the fight goes on Saturday?
I think I dominate every single minute, every single round. Whether I get a finish in the first or the fifth, it doesn't really matter. I'm prepared for everything that he's going to throw at me. I don't think he's prepared for everything I'm going to throw at him.
Obviously, you've been in there with who's who of the division, and you fought practically everyone. Who do you think right now the best middleweight in the world is? Obviously, we got champions in different organizations. I think I know the answer to that question.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with my boy Sean Strickland. Every time I go out and train with him at Vegas, it's tough rounds, and he gets me sometimes, I get him sometimes, and I think truly we're the best middleweights in the world, and the fact that I get to train with them, and we happen to be in different divisions right now or different promotions is kind of cool, and that we get to train together, and also we're both making good money. So that's the best middleweight I could say. I mean, it's any guy can have his day though. You know, I think there's like a top 5, and any one of those guys can be a champion. But at the end of the day, it's like you got to let those top 5 guys fight.
And a quick one, brother Edwards says who wins the fight?
What's that?
Two brothers, Edwards brothers and Edwards brothers, who wins the fight?
Edwards brothers versus.
Edwards brothers.
If Leon and Fabian fought.
Oh, if they fought each other? I don't know.
That was not my question.
What was your question though?
You and your brother doesn't have any.
Yeah, my brother's like 40 years old and has a bad knee and bad back. But I'll take me and my brother. I'll I'm younger. I'll have to do a little bit more work, but he'll definitely assist. I have to definitely say me and my brother. Yeah.
Hi, Johnny. Does fighting in Riyadh add any extra motivation for you to get going? And how do you think the Saudi crowd would factor upon this?
I'm starting to get to know some like local Saudis here. So yeah, it definitely gives me a little bit more motivation to put on a good performance and win.
Great. You have been dominating the middleweight division. What makes you stay focused and sharp in this?
What keeps me focused and sharp would be just focusing on my health and taking in every single day like it's my last. You know, trying to make the most of every single moment that I can, and really just taking care of my health, enjoying what I do every day, and not creating problems for myself, keeping life simple.
This is Sammy from Casual Sports Show, Mumbai, India. In your interview with MMA Knockout, you mentioned needing to utilize more of your skill set that you did last time around. What are you referring to exactly, and does this mean the rematch will look really different this time?
I don't think the rematch will look totally different. I just think I didn't implement all my skill sets. Like, I didn't fully utilize certain techniques that I usually do when I do fight. For instance, I wasn't really pressuring super hard to get a takedown and hold him down, because I just wanted to get a feel for what kind of defenses he would use. And I just wanted to work on his gas tank. I wanted to work on, like, oh, if I can get him a bit tired and make him think about the takedown, I'll be able to land some punches and mix it up. But I don't think it's going to be much different. If anything, I might utilize a little bit more pressure from a grappling standpoint.
Got it. And personally, over the last couple of years, you've been on a journey and you've spoken about your evolution as a man. How has that personal growth impacted your fight game?
I think my evolution as a person and just becoming just happier at home and not focus so much on what the media tells you, what society tells you to do. I'm more focused on me and myself and creating a good environment to grow. And I think that's the most important thing, and I think we get pulled away from that, especially with social media nowadays. And I'm just trying to revert back to, like, keeping the right people around me, keeping family close, and just trying to develop good values to where at the end of the day I can go enjoy my job because my home life is just so amazing.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
No problem.
You guys, I think 3:30. Okay. Thank you,
Okay,
John.
awesome.